ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਠੀਕ ਠਾਕ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ। ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਰਵੀਨਾ ਸੈਂਟੋਸ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਰੀਜਨਲ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਨੇ ਵਾਰਡ 1 ਤੇ 5 ਦੇ। ਸੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇੱਕ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਪਾਇਲਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਆ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਦਾ ਸਿਲਸਿਲਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਤੋਰਾਂਗੇ। Ravina, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you and to all your listeners.
Thank you so much. And the gift you're giving to Brampton especially for the residents. So what is this pilot program? Why you chose the starting of the new year and how it is going to help people?
Yeah, so City Council last year passed a motion voted on by all of Council to begin the implementation of a licensing landlord pilot program concentrated in wards 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7. And this was in response to the many residents who have been complaining, thousands of residents complaining about the conversion of single-attached, semi-detached houses into multi-unit rental dwellings. And so we're responding to that by saying, hey, if you're a landlord, guess what? You're making money, right? And if you're making money like any other businesses in Brampton, they require a license to operate. And having a license to operate as a landlord means that we're going to hold you accountable. We're going to hold you accountable to the garbage that's overflowing onto the street, the grass that's not cut or it's too high off the ground, or the illegal parking on the driveways and on the streets. You need to be held accountable because it's impacting not only the lives of the tenants, but also the quality of life in these existing neighborhoods. Many of the residents complaining are very sad to see some of these neighborhoods deteriorate.
Okay, so make it very simple. The people who are listening and who are aware like this pilot program is going to be implemented. It is implemented, but they are confused with the procedures. They are confused like how they are going to implement it. On the other side, they are afraid also. Like, are the rules are going to be too harsh on them? So how are the forms easier for them? What is the procedure and why they are confused and what is the solution for their confusion?
Yeah, so the information is available online if you're a landlord and need to get a license. The information on the city website also shares what the requirements are or who needs to get a license, right? And you would need to go through the criteria, go through the form, pay the fee.
Okay.
And I'll speak shortly about the fee. The fee is $300 annually a year, but because it's a pilot program and we're learning all about this new program that we're implementing, if you get your license within the first 3 months,
Okay.
we will waive the fee. Okay.
So till March.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then after those 3 months, you only have to pay $150.
Okay.
And if you don't get your license after 6 months, you have to pay the full amount. So we're trying to be, we're trying to incentivize and get landlords to be proactive in order to be part of the program.
And you said that who is going to get that license? So to specify that question, some basements in Brampton are not legal. So is it going to legalize the basement? What is the difference between getting registered and getting legalized?
So ideally, you should have registered units. And if your unit is registered, then you follow the fire code, the building code, all the various health and safety standards that, quite frankly, a person living in your unit should have, right? You should be living in a safe space, especially if you're paying rent to someone who's making money off of that unit. So the registration process is very important. The licensing process is about the business itself and making sure that we uphold the standards related to property standards, random inspections, like a business. So, for example, if you're a restaurant, you have to follow health and safety standards.
Yeah.
You have to follow building code, fire code standards, and you have to have a license so that the city and the region of Peel can inspect you. We're doing the same thing here, but this time with respect to landlords, because right now, they're getting away with a lot. They're getting away with a lot. And it's unfair to not only the tenants, but also the neighborhood around them to have to watch their neighborhood deteriorate because of irresponsible, unaccountable landlords. At the same time, there are landlords who are good landlords.
Yeah.
And throughout the pilot, we will be looking for those good landlords, and we're looking to incentivize and reward them for their good behavior. What we really want to do is just change the bad behavior.
And do you think that people are really confused, or they are going to be misled with the statement if they don't have the legal basement? They will get it legalized if they register. Do you think some statements like that?
Well, ultimately, you should have a legal unit.
Yeah.
It's wrong to have an illegal unit. You know, like that's just basic, you know, knowledge. If you have an illegal unit and you're hiding from getting registered or getting a license, then there's a problem. Right?
Okay.
And if you're not, it means you're not following building code, you're not following fire code, maybe you don't have a working smoke detector. That's life and safety of people who I represent. And I want to make sure that our residents, whether you're a tenant or if you're a homeowner, that you live in a safe space and you live in a safe place. And the neighborhood in which you live is also being respected.
Okay, so for the registration also, is there any proper criteria through which they are going to get inspected by someone, or only the registration fees is done online is just the norm?
Yeah, so you can, in order to get your license, so the registration of your unit itself is a different process from licensing.
Okay.
Number one, you should get your unit registered. But number two, in terms of the licensing, you could go online. And then I'm sure there's an option to pay online for that licensing fee, or you just come to City Hall. Now, this is a work in progress, right? This is a new program that we're testing out. Number one, we can't license everyone all at the same time. We have to prioritize. And where we are going to be prioritizing is actually up here. And the reason why we're prioritizing is because we're looking at those properties that have the most number of complaints.
I know.
Right? And because those are the issues, those are the most expensive complaints that we have to ongoingly use property taxpayers in order to enforce illegal parking, grass, garbage overflowing, all these different issues. And so we want to target those properties first to make sure they get their license and rebalance the benefits between the landlord, the tenants, and the local community.
I wish you good luck, and I must say that this area which you have done, the red color, the 1, 5, 4, 3 and 7. So do you think 6, 2, 9, 8 and 10, they are going to be alert with your red sign after that?
I would hope so. I think so. Like, it's our responsibility making sure that people are following proper health, safety, property standards, the rules, right? You got to follow the rules if you're operating a business, if you have people living in your home and you're collecting rent. Follow the rules. That's a basic understanding. And the reason why we're piloting in these areas here is because that's the most number of complaints that we've received in the city of Brampton. We're piloting it because we want to learn and see what's working, how to reward good landlords, how to set our, making sure we implement our fines appropriately. And after the pilot program, we will expand it, hopefully, to the rest of Brampton.
The last question, that why we think or why do we have most of the complaints from Brampton? Brampton welcomes the large number of international students when they come. Maybe they can go somewhere else when they go to the college, or maybe they have the work permit. But Brampton is the city who first welcomes all the international, most of the international students. So why Brampton is having all the complaints?
Yeah, you know, and international students and the number of international students that we have living in Brampton is also a driving force behind this pilot program. They kind of go hand in hand. And so, you know, for international students, whether you're studying in Brampton and living here or studying somewhere else and living here, we've got lots of them. And they're looking for places to live that are affordable. Many of them don't understand what their rights are. They don't understand what the expectations are. But when they're living on a property and the landlord is taking advantage of them, or the landlord is not actually maintaining the property, then we have a problem. Or if there are illegal units that are causing risks to the safety of students or residents who are living in that building, then we have a problem. And so that's, you know, international students has a big role to play in that. And Brampton, like you said, is a very welcoming city. We have all the food, the culture, the events. We celebrate all the flag racings. We love the diversity in our city, but we don't want people to be taken for granted, and we also don't want the city to be taken for granted.
Thank you so much, Rowena, for your time, and I wish you good luck. We wish you good luck, and we hope that your target get fulfilled, and then we meet with a new target.
𝗠𝗲𝗱𝗶, thank you.
All the very best, and keep up the good spirit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.